I wanted to show you a demonstration about how Lab 1 should look. I'm not going to show you every feature, so this isn't the only thing that you should implement, but it'll give you a kind of feel for how the mechanics of Lab 1 should work. So let me first do make clean, make. Okay, so you have to name it TCP client. So let's first run it without any parameters, see what happens. So you can see here, it gives an error message saying that these arguments are required, action and message, and then it prints out the usage pattern for you to learn what's going on. And so these are the ones that are missing. These are required arguments. The rest are optional. You can tell they're optional because they have the square brackets around them. And then here's a description of what you need to provide and then a description of the options. Now, one important thing is because this was an error, the error code was, it returned a bad, the program didn't run correctly. And so you can see, I have my terminal set up where it shows a red indicator to say that this program, exited unsuccessfully. So let's try running again. Let's pass the parameter. Let's do uppercase hello world. And we get back hello world. So great. You can see now it turned green, so it was successful. It just printed out, the only thing printed out was just my response. Let's add an extra argument to see what happens. So it detects that there's an extra argument provided that shouldn't, it's unknown. So it provides this error message and then prints out the help message again, because obviously you're using it wrong. And once again, you see that it returned an error. Okay, let's try a different one just to show shuffle. Okay, cool. Reverse. So then let's explore some of these parameters. You can do P for port 8080, that's the default, and then H for host, local host is the default as well. So I have a server running on my computer right now on local host, and so that's what I'm talking to. You can set up netcat to do this. You'll have to type a response back for the whole thing to work, or you can point it to the server that I have set up on a cloud node somewhere. So that's all that information's in the lab. Something like that. Okay. So we just provide the default, so really we didn't do much here, but we also we support the small options, small named options. We also support the kind of longer names, so host, p port, that should work the same. Okay, what if we add an extra option? It should detect that as well. Say unrecognized option extra, doesn't know what you're talking about, and so it exits out with an error and prints out the help. One more thing I wanted to show you is the verbose flag. So if I go here and add the V flag right here, it will make my output, my log output. So this is up to you what you want to put here. It's to help you with debugging. This is what I put, but you can notice that it's still printed out the necessary output, but then the rest is just for logging. And what's important here is that the logging messages need to go to standard error, but the thing that the program did in this case, reversed the string hello world, needs to go to standard out. So you can see how that works by piping up to different things. So for example, we can still have the verbose flag on, but pipe standard error to dev/null. So essentially just wipes it clean. And so we still see the same thing. We can do same thing with standard out, and all we get is back is the log messages. And so you could, in theory, write this out to a file. You could do, out.log for standard error, and there, so you would have your output, but then you'd be able to still see your log messages. So that's a requirement of this lab as well, having the verbose flag and logging out, but also being able to direct what should go to standard error and what should go to standard out.